Hello everyone, Antique Alien here, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Since our last episode, not a lot has happened. We have the Hummingbird and it's being built, incredibly slowly, but it's a really big step in our rocketry technology, and so we really want it to learn how to work. What we have here, we've got our science, which is going to take a while to build, but once we get that done, we're going to have a lot of new and interesting parts to work with. So let's warp until this is done. So this is going to take a while. As you can see, we're low on technology. Oh no, we just went negative in funds. We need some funds immediately. So let's take that. All right, we are very low on money. So yeah, we need this to work. We do not have enough money. All right, this is new for me. Just saying. All right. So let's take a look at this, see if this will give us anything. We can take this, and we'll lose money in the future, but we will be able to launch a rocket and get a whole bunch of science and stuff from it. So this might be what we have to do. Alright, or we could take this. This would not give us as much money, but it would give us enough to get out. But we don't have enough money, so we would have to get rid of this so we would lose some money. So available, break the sound barrier. We're going to take that. We're going to have enough money for right now, but we're going to be losing a lot of money in the future. So let's roll this out. Okay, let's launch the Hummingbird I. We need this to succeed. I cannot tell you how much we need this to succeed. So, yeah, sorry for the high stress suddenly into the episode, but alright. Full throttle. Let me move this so I can see the staging better. Alright. Activate the engine. Engine's full throttle. And detach. Alright, we're going to start some gyroscoping. We should be good. We need this to succeed. This is a lot harder than the traditional Kerbal Space Program playthrough, I must say. I've played regular and I've played modded, and the modded is much harder. However, it's a lot cooler. Just intrinsically, just a lot cooler because it's a lot more realistic. Now, I don't know what rocket this would be mimicking, the Hummingbird I, but that's using a lot of early sounding rocket technology. However, this rocket here, the Hummingbird I, is such a huge step forward above our previous rockets. It's not an iteration, it's a brand new rocket. However, hopefully, this should mean that it will give us a lot more science and a lot more rewards, and we'll be able to use the same rocket again and again and again. As you can see, we are a good ways up into the atmosphere, and we are getting very close to completing our first, to breaking the Kármán line. We're up to 14,000 meters per second, 15,000, and still accelerating. Not for much longer, however. We don't have very much fuel, but we're going to get there. You can see the curve of the Earth for sure now. Isn't that beautiful? And now we're just coasting. 21,000. We're actually closer to 22,000 meters per second. That's fast. Let's check the map. So you can see we're getting up pretty high. Yeah, we're definitely breaking the Kármán line. Kármán line, for those who don't know, is 100,000 meters, give or take. But we're definitely going to break it and then some. We got our telemetry for upper atmosphere complete. See, pressure scan. We're still needing that, so that's running. You can see we've got 3.3 That's the total amount of science we get. We're at 2.7 currently. So, oh, and looks like we just broke the Kármán line. And we're getting a whole bunch of money from this. Oh, and another altitude record. Let's check what our money is currently. 98,000. Okay, yeah. That was a good investment. We can drop it. We'll still lose a bunch of money, but we'll be able to take more contracts. Oh, and looks like we got another one. Yeah, so we're doing fine. Let's pop that. That way we can, in turn, hopefully keep our top and get a whole bunch more science. We definitely got a whole bunch of money. Oh, looks like we got another huge amount. Let's just warp faster. And we're re-entering. We can't activate anything, so this is probably just going to burn up. But we are getting a whole bunch of science for it. And another whole bunch of money as well. Take a look at that. 118,000 money. Alright. Let's can we range save this or not quite yet? No, because we don't have any power. Alright. Well, now we know what we need to do for the next one. Let's speed this up just a little bit. Yeah, see, we're just gonna watch this burn up. Well, you live and learn. There's white sands. Now where is the our place? Hard to tell. Dropping out in the middle of the desert. Zoom out just a little bit. I think we are over there. It's hard to tell. Let me check the map. Yeah, on the other side of the white patch. There we are. That's where mission control is. But let's go to Space Center. Now we can actually move some actual contracts around and get the right ones. Because that broke the Kármán line. No buts about it. But we're not ready to break the speed of sound yet. Man, that's just not going to happen. Cover that. Let's go to mission control. So we can take that. Let's go active. Let's delete that. We can't undo it, so we're just going to lose 31,000 in a few years, unless we manage to complete it. But let's go. Reach a suborbital trajectory and return home. So, we need to have it return home. So it's going to need extra batteries, stuff like that. Let's just check this. Units of payload, sounding payload. But we are capable of getting up that high. 160, 90 kilometers. Let's work on the Hummingbird I first. These are just going to be minor edits to what's in the payload because we need extra power and stuff like that. But so this should be fairly easy to complete. Probably no time lapse. Think UI. Alright. Let's make this 200. Update. Now we need some electrical charge. And update. So now we've got 200 units of sounding payload and a whole bunch of electric charge. Alright, let's save that. Let's close this. Show build list. Actually, let's check our tooling. Costs a bunch of money, but it will save us a fair amount of money because we're going to be reusing this a lot. Let's tool this all. That's a fair chunk of our money gone, but because of our gamble, we managed to pay it off. Alright, so This cost 1,000 to make, so let's close that. Timing. Show build list. And let's build and build another one. Let's build the third one, just for kicks and giggles. And let's hop on out of here and readjust a couple of things. We're going to want these things to be built and then launched as quick as possible. Let's check this. 214 days. Up that. Up that. Make that go down. So it's going to take us a bit of time to build each one. However, if we do upgrades, vehicle assembly building, let's do 2 of those. And then build that. Boom, boom. Close that. Then we can see it's 174 days. Much, much better. Alright. So let's head back to mission control. 160 with 175 units of sounding payload. Easy peasy. We'll be able to get 11,000 from that, which is more than enough for that rocket. Actually, all the rockets that we made. So let's take that up. Alright. So warp to complete. Let's check what is our tech? 115. Alright, let's take a look, see what we can get next. I'm not going to use those because that's just not fun. Or at least science. Extra science would be pretty good. Let's research that. Then do we have another one we can do for 1? Really solid rocket boosters? Yeah, let's research that. Alright, tech. We've got enough to last for quite a while, or at least science is going to take ages. So let's do another upgrade. Close that. Now 158 days, while our tech's 115. Let's warp until this thing is complete. As you can see, it costs money while we're doing this, but because these are such big rockets, they give us a lot of research and are basically worth it. Alright, let's launch this. However, these are rather expensive, so we probably won't use these for all of our stuff. And we'll probably try to reduce the amount of cost it takes per launch, and how long it takes. The Hummingbird 1 is going to be our workhorse rocket. At least, I think it is. Until we find a much better rocket. This is what we're going to be using, because everything's already tooled. So let's activate the engine. And launch this puppy. Alright, so biological sample is waiting. Now it's just wait and launch. And the XLR-41, that's going to be our workhorse engine for quite a while, methinks. Because it's already running very, very well, and because the more often we use it, the better the chance it runs for longer. This means that this is going to be quite the useful rocket. Oh, we can see our stars. We're getting up there. And we run out. Perfect. Just quickly warp upwards. Wait for us to hit our contract. How's this for this vessel? Oh, and we got our contract. 6,000. Not bad. Or 48,000. Now let's just, speed this up just a little bit. We're also getting a bunch of science. We're at 9.4 already. So this is pretty good. The only thing it costs us is in time, and we're going to be working on making this faster and more efficient. Alright. We are beginning to heat up. Let's pop our capsule. Hopefully we slow down enough. Oh, poop nuggets. We do not have heat shields. And we're not going to get heat shields for a while. So we're not going to be able to return this back to Earth for a while. Let's just range safety it and get this over with. Alright. Space Center. Completed that mission, which honestly wasn't that hard for the Hummingbird. It's a bit over the top. The Hummingbird is massive for that type of mission. What we could do is make a second of our Chaffinch 3 I think it would be, and use those for a lot more of these easy missions. It'll be a lot smaller and a lot quicker. But let's see what we next need. Alright, these downrange ones are out of our reach because we don't have any, well, controlled. But 80 units to 160, easy. 170 units to 70, even easier. Alright. Actually, if we want, we can make a Chaffinch 3, which can carry up to maybe 100 units. Maybe that'll be for our up and down mission. I don't know. I need to think about this. While I'm thinking, I'm going to get out and break out the rest of the science that we have, because we have 10 whole units of science, which is quite a lot. So let's get the early materials science. These gets us all sorts of stuff. Separate structure tanks, which make things a lot lighter, and also it unlocks a bunch of other very useful stuff. So let's research that. Let's also research supersonic plane development, because that'll give us the X1 cockpit, which allows us to maybe go supersonic. And also we're going to do supersonic flight 2, the X2 cockpit, which upgrades the X1 and makes us be able to go higher, further, faster, baby. It also gives us better jet engines, other cockpits, and then air launches. Both these give us air launches, but yeah. Alright, while there, let's also upgrade our avionics. Actually, we don't have quite enough. We need 3, we have 2. So let's just do the supersonic level 2 as well. Both those are going to take quite a while. So while we're doing that, let's check out our upgrades. So we've got 8 in vehicle 6 in vehicle building, 2 in research and development. Research and development can wait. We just need to make things build faster. So let's add another one. And that's going to be it. We're not going to do it again. Add it up to here. So vessels now takes 142 days per Hummingbird. Sorry, 146. Let's we're not going to be getting any of these returned. So let's edit this, because if we're not going to get this returned, we can reduce some of our weight and be able to go even higher and faster and have it cost less. All of these really good things. Alright. Get rid of that. Reduces the cost by only a few credits, but every little bit helps. Remove this decoupler, because we don't need that, because we're not going to be decoupling, because we don't need to. Let's just make sure the thermometer's on. Yep. Alright. So let's save the edits. See, it also takes much less time now. Vessels. So, Hummingbird 1, that's what the new one's going to be. Let's just duplicate that, because we're going to want to use Hummingbird 1 that we're working on right now. Let's move that one up to there, because that's the lowest one. Get rid of that. Alright, we've got the Hummingbird 1. Edit this, because we want to be able to save it so we can just use this in the future, because the Hummingbird 1 is not going to be returning back to Earth. We just do not have the technology. It's much too powerful of a rocket. Save it like that. And let's exit this. Alright. Now it's going to take 134 days, which is even better. Let's add another one. Duplicate. Move this all the way down. We don't need that right now. Now, we're going to do some time lapses. I'm going to try and build a supersonic aircraft. This is going to be interesting, but if we can get the manned supersonic flight done, we'll be able to get a lot more money. Hello, I'm back. I'm sorry for what just happened. I was recording the designing of the new supersonic airplane, then the game crashed. And then when I got it back up and running, I forgot to hit record, so I was unable to show you the time-lapse of me building the rocket. The time-lapse you do see is of a previous iteration that was lost when the game crashed, so I'm going to show you what the new version looks like. I called it the Dart 1. So as we look at it here, you'll notice the extremely large amount of parachutes, for one thing. This is because of its interesting landing sequence. When it's run out of fuel in this main section, these engines will shut off, and then it will trigger these 4 parachutes along the center area. This will cause it to slow way down, and then when it is about 1,000 meters above the ground, I will cut these 4 parachutes, activate these 2 parachutes, and at the same time deploy these wheels, which act as landing pads and shock absorbers. The only way this airplane can be launched is from an airdrop, so its only design is to go supersonic, and that is all it is built for. I will show you how it flies when we build it. However, there's a lot of experimental parts running around here, and so these will have to wait. Alright, now let's check out what our schedule is looking like. So, Hummingbird 1 is being built currently. It's going to take a little bit. Our current tech, early tracking systems, is being built, but we want supersonic airplanes up as high as it can go, but not before early tracking systems, and then supersonic flight as well. So these 2 will get done first, then hopefully we'll be able to start building that vessel. But now, let's close that. Let's head down into the mission control, get our next quest. So this will get us, let's see, all in all, maybe 17,000 units, while this will get us about 15,000. The longer these last, the more money we get from them. So if we hold off doing this, we'll be able to get even more money. So I'm going to go with this because I know that we were able to do this. Exit contract. Alright. New facility. Now, let's warp to the next Hummingbird, and then we'll see where it goes. Alright. Roll out. Excellent. Now, I want to check one thing. How much money will we get from this? Alright, it stays stationary after we take it. Good to know. Alright. Let's see, go vessels. Let's launch this puppy. Now, this Hummingbird 1 will be able to be launched fairly quickly, eventually, and it'll be our workhorse. It's going to be basically the only sounding rocket that we use from here on out because of its huge payload capacity and excellent engine. Alright, activating engine. Launch. Hopefully this one will go a little bit faster because it has no coupling at the top or parachutes. You just launch it straight up and that's it. You can see here, I was using this for testing the supersonic airplane, how fast we're going compared to Mach. And this thing has just gone supersonic. So that's pretty impressive, even at the lower density. Just hit over 12,000 meters per second and still accelerating. Because of the way that rocket engines work, the higher you are in the atmosphere, e.g. the less atmospheric pressure, the more efficient your rocket engines work. This is true in the game and in real life. So that means that uh, you want to get up as high as you can, as fast as you can. In addition, certain rocket engines are designed to be used down by high atmospheric pressure, while others are designed to be used in the vacuum. The vacuum-optimized ones are much more efficient. However, because of the higher pressure down by the surface of the Earth, they have a tendency to, well, explode. It's kind of how they work. But they're very, very, very useful in low-pressure systems. Let's just delete that. Let's fast forward this just a little bit. Alright, looks like we got our, what should we call it, our contract. Got another 9,000. So that should be enough to satisfy us for next couple launches at least. Whoop, that's going a little bit fast. Let's range safety this because I'm a little bit bored. Alright, now let's go back and see what other quests we can get. I must say that was extremely satisfactory. I'm just going to leave that where it lies and move on. But that was a really good launch. Also, because we got so much science, it looks like we got ourselves an extra upgrade point. We check here. You can see we have an extra upgrade point. For every 10 science that we accumulate, we get an upgrade point. First off, let's just recover this. So, yeah, let's do this on VAB again because we want things to be launching quicker and quicker. Now, if we close that, check our vessels, see it's going to take 124 days instead of 130 something. So, as we get more experience and as we get more money, we're making these faster and faster. So that means they cost less and less overall, because time is literally money in this. Money slowly drains from your account as time goes on, so you want to be able to launch stuff and get money as quickly as possible. So let's check our research and development just to see how things are going. We can increase our solid rocket design. Maybe. But I think that we're going to hold out for a little bit, get some avionics prototypes, and then it's a bit more rocket engines. Because rocket engines we need to accelerate as fast as possible. Alright. Let's check what our new quests are. This one is 138 days, so that's 140% of its normal value, so that's 1700. This, it's 1300. So this guy is really, really, really expensive. However, we do not have avionics, so we cannot use that, nor can we use that. So Let's just go with the intermediate one. Actually, yeah, intermediate, because we cannot accomplish the difficult one at this time. We might actually need a bigger rocket. Alright, let's leave this facility. And with that, I think I'm going to leave this here. I hope you all had a good time, and I'll hope to see you again in the next episode. Antique Alien, out.